Hi, this is Autumn Payne. I'm a visual journalist. I'm here today with Stephen Walker. He's a therapist with Middle Way Health, and he's also a Buddhist teacher. And we're here to talk about mental health topics that we hope will be of benefit to people who are watching. So thanks for joining us again today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Yes, so today I wanted to talk about the holidays, which you may have thought might be a topic to come up. Most of these topics are surprises, so I like to see what he's going to come up with. So, the holidays are on people's minds, and the thing about the holidays is that there tends to be a lot of emotion and expectations around the holidays that lead to a lot of mental health, I don't want to say issues, but concerns perhaps, because for some people the holidays are full of joy, and then for other people it may bring up feelings of distress, maybe grief, for example, or feelings of what should be, or maybe just dislike for the holidays. So how do we honor all of these feelings that occur around the holidays? How do we navigate that?
Big question. I, I think it also depends upon where people are in the life cycle. So, of course, if you ask a 5-year-old about holidays, you're going to be having a different than a 50-year-old or even a 25-year-old or a 75 or 100-year-old. So, we're going to bring different life experiences to kind of the same holiday. So, there's not just one. We have different holidays in our life cycle, I would say. But
That's a good point.
yeah, the other thing is holidays, yeah, as we get older, we have a memory, right? So we get either nostalgic or experience grief or loss or something. So, because we tend to remember who's not around during holidays. So if
Hmm.
families that normally don't see each other get together, then we're, someone's absence is really going to show. And
Hmm.
lots of times, families in America now are not all in one town or all in one house. You know, they're split up. And when people get together again, they haven't seen each other in a while. And the family system has to reconfigure. So that creates both joy and grief.
Hmm. Yeah. So I've also seen this around, like, for example, Mother's Day or Father's Day.
Mm.
You're almost afraid to say Happy Mother's Day because there's people that have feelings around having a mother, like what a mother should be. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it's the same with Christmas. It's like and then there's all the cultures and different expressions of it, or different feelings around it, and the history of it, or how different people have been oppressed around holidays, and it just feels like the whole thing is quite the quagmire. Like, is there a general statement that we can make that works?
The general statement is the Macy's Thanksgiving parade had a lot of nifty balloon creatures that were huge. I mean, the,
Okay, you're
the
gonna have
only
to
general
explain that
statements
one.
are kind of like non-psychological statements, right? Because
Mm.
everyone's so individual around, whether uh, the holidays bring joy, whether they're just humanistic or also have religious significance and cultural significance. And, so these days I ask people not how you feel during the holidays, but what do you do?
Mm.
So I think it's there's no way to avoid holidays because we have to get together and we have to memorialize what's happened and we need the continuity. So holidays, we'll just make up other holidays. If there wasn't the traditional American holidays, we'd make them up.
Mhm.
I think we have made up some holidays.
Yeah. Well, they're all made up, aren't they?
Well, I think so. I don't want to offend anybody religiously, but yeah, they're probably all just designated like, okay, let's memorialize or celebrate or um, take the day off or barbecue or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I want to emphasize that the holidays are kind of chosen and intentional. I'd like to have that existential view rather than they're just happening to us or they're just divinely ordained.
Mm. They are chosen, but are they really? Like, I feel like I'm dragged through the holidays a lot of times. I mean, that's just me.
Like you have to do it. Like you have
Yeah, yeah,
you,
exactly.
this
Especially
is
when you
good.
have kids.
Yeah, because well, when I say chosen, I mean I want to say chosen as human beings. We're doing this. You know that
Hmm.
it's still a, kind of a human dimension to it. But yeah, I mean, we we're born into a family and born into a culture. We don't start from scratch. We arrive in a context already. So
Hmm.
yeah, in that sense, uh, it's imposed upon us, and then
Hmm.
we're making these conscious or unconscious existential choices. Like I'm going to go along and celebrate, or I'm going to be a holiday resistor, or what our family system role is going to be. I'm going to be a holiday clown, or the holiday helper, or the holiday rebel.
The holiday Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
So
that looks like.
I, I'd like to, think that people can, even though holidays are kind of given, uh, after a while, we have to like choose our style, choose our family drama. Otherwise, we go through life actually feeling victimized and feel that things are happening to us instead of we're having agency and choice. Of
Mm,
course, there are a lot of things given, but we, I still want to say, we have some choice about how to respond.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, what about supporting those people that are having a hard holiday?
Well,
You know,
that's most
like,
people.
what's that?
That's most people, probably. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I
interesting.
mean, there's always,
Okay.
and if you've been doing a holiday for 25 years or 50 years or even 10, there's going to be a loss. So that's the funny thing. Holidays are usually coming together and celebrating something, even if it's Memorial Day or Veterans Day or something like that. There's kind of a reaffirmation of values and continuity, but it's also at the same time recognizing loss and grieving. So I think that's a little bit of the bittersweet quality of holidays. Just by the fact
Mm,
that they're coming around every year means that there's continuity, but it also means that you're going to notice the losses more. And
yeah.
losses too can mean people showing up that you don't like. That's a loss, right?
The loss of the good
That's
day you
a
were
fun
hoping to have.
loss. Yeah. That's not a gain. Like, oh my God, that crazy person or that person I had an argument or that person's going to drink too much or talk too much or whatever. That's kind of a
Hmm.
loss, right? It's a predictable loss.
Hmm. Yeah, the
And
loss of your peace.
yeah, and predictable losses can, lead to kind of predictable depression. So a lot of times people are predictably depressed during the holidays because they
Mm,
know something's going to happen or people are going to show up, and yet they're feeling kind of helpless to do anything about it.
mm, interesting.
It's complex because holidays have to do with time and repetition.
Oh, I see.
And
Yeah.
it's not, that famous book, Unbearable Lightness of Being, uh,
Hmm.
is all about, like, let's say nothing repeated itself.
Hmm.
At first, it sounds like that's a great thing. Like, great, I don't have to do that thing all over again. But I don't know, maybe I wasn't reading the book the way other people thought, but I see that as it's really sad that nothing repeats itself. It's so light that you can't revisit anybody or anything.
Huh. Interesting.
So it's kind of horrific and sad.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is an interesting perspective. Yeah.
So I'm trying to be very Nietzschean over the holidays, which is from Nietzsche's book about the Übermensch. So the Übermensch knows that we're going to repeat everything, but says yes to it anyway.
Yes.
Or maybe not anyway,
I like that.
Just says yes to it. So that's kind of a, the idea that Sisyphus is enjoying the rock.
Mm.
So
saying,
I get to do it again.
Saying yes to the holidays.
Yes, I get to do it again.
Yes.
The same craziness. Yes.
Yeah, the crazy, the goods, the bads, the grief, the loss, all of the ups and downs of life itself.
Yeah, so holidays
amplified.
That's right. The holidays are amplification of essential human existence, and so I try to have a yes toward it rather than a no, or rather than just a lukewarm maybe.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. And also, before we close, because we're right at the end here, I want to mention your grief support group.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So that's what day of the week is that? Again, if you're local to Sacramento, there's a bereavement group here. If you're struggling with loss over the holidays.
And after. It's ongoing Wednesday nights at 7 to 8:15 at Middle Way Health, 720 Alhambra Boulevard, Sacramento, 95816. Near McKinley Park, just across from McKinley Park. Couldn't be better.
Great location, yeah.
Just drop in, just show up. We'll talk to you.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Adam.
And we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bell. Ciao, Bell.